All right, my guy TrueFlow here and a couple other people on YouTube have asked me comments about how to put this together or how the baffle goes in. So I'm going to try to run through this real quick with you and maybe I can help you out here, bud. So when you get this, don't try to put it all together on the ground, okay? First thing you're gonna do, I'm assuming you've already got your original exhaust, your OEM exhaust off. You've got your two head pipes coming out of the head. You've got one of them that has a pretty pronounced bend, and one that has a slider bend in it. If you'll set them next to each other, you can kind of see the difference between the two of them. This one's got kind of a harder bend on it than the other one. You want to put the one with the harder bend closest to you while it's on the kickstand, while you're looking at the gear shift side, or the brake side, sorry, the brake side of the bike, the rear brake side. And you've got your harder bend and you got your inside bend. Mount these to the engine with the nuts that are on your original setup. Leave them loose. You want them to be able to kind of move around. You don't want them real tight, right? So then you're gonna move down here to your Y pipe, which has your O2 sensor socket, your O2 sensor bung in it. You want that also facing you. You're gonna wanna put these in here, stretch your springs. You got a spring here and a spring on the back one. There's two, they're kind of in a V, right? And it comes with a little spring puller, right? So use that to kind of pull those onto the little tabs here, okay? There are a couple videos on YouTube about the O2 sensor. When you use this type of setup, you're gonna have a little extra wire, and I kind of tucked mine up behind all this because these two right here will come out. These two Phillips head bolts will come out, or not Phillips, I'm sorry, hex head bolts will come out. This down here is just a clip. It's a kind of a plastic snap. So gently pry on this after you get these two bolts out, and it should pop off of there, and then you'll be able to see behind it. You'll see where all your wires are run. And I just kind of tucked mine up in there. Once you get back here to the muffler or can, some people call it a can, right? You'll notice mine's kind of like twisted. Like I've got my springs are running at an angle. I don't know if mine was just mismanufactured and these were too close together for the spring. So what I did was, you want to mount your little rubber piece into your exhaust clamp here. Spray WD-40 all over this. WD-40 will dry. It's a solvent. It will, if you let it sit there long enough, it'll dry out, right? And that'll let you kind of like move this around and get it to where you want it, okay? And then bolting it up to the engine, I actually had to source another bolt because what comes, and again, there's no instructions. I understand why you're having issues with it, but I used some bolts that I had at work. I made it work, right? But I actually used the factory exhaust hanger that's on this side of the bike, right? And then I bolted through that. So I've got that rubber isolator in the factory exhaust hanger holding all this together. And it's been on here for 6,000 miles, 7,000 miles. It's still nice and snug, right? To answer somebody else's question, or if you're having the same issue about the baffle goes with the closed end into this part of the exhaust. So closed end in, and you'll have that flared end, the open end facing this. This pipe actually wedges it into the mufflers where it can't go anywhere. It does not go back here, it goes in here, right? So I hope that helps. Again, I had to twist mine. That's why you can't see the KO Lightning logo. It's on the bottom. I'm okay with that anyways. But yeah, so that's why I did that. And then I twisted it enough to put some tension on these springs, clamped it all down, kind of held it there until the WD-40 dried. And it is kind of a pain, but again, it's a very economical exhaust. So if you have to do a little extra stuff to kind of make it work, I think it's worth not spending $900 on Two Brothers. But either way, if you have any other questions, hit me up in the comments on this. I'll try to answer them for you. But again, leave all this loose until you get that dude bolted on. That way, whenever you get everything bolted on, then you can come back up here and you can tighten these dudes up. Really need to use a torque wrench, but as long as you do them evenly, you can tighten this one and then that one, a little bit more here, a little bit more there. The same thing on the other pipe, and back and forth till you get them kind of even. But I hope that helps. If you're having some kind of other issue, let me know. I'll try to make you another video. Peace.